I do apologise, folks. You can now hear me. Sorry, yeah. Thanks for letting me know in the live chat. This is what I love about the live chat, getting that feedback as well from you lot. So sorry about that. Now you can hear me. So since you haven't heard any of that, welcome to Let's Talk Sports MotoGP watch along for the German Grand Prix. I'm Jamie Davies. You are watching our live stream watch along, so we'll keep you up to date on what the race is going to be like. All the riders are currently out on a warm-up lap. And looking at the championship standings, Quartararo is on 115 points, 14 ahead of Zarco. Zarco, of course, is the man in pole position today. Do let us know as well, folks, on our poll. It's on the live chat page. Vote for who you think will win today for the German Grand Prix. Of course, the last one was the Catalan Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago. That feels like ages ago now. Of course, that was won by Oliveira. Zarco finished second and Miller third. Hopefully, it could be a lot different today. That's the greatness of this, of how this has been so far. Marquez has got in touch on the live chat page. Oh, thank you very much. We got Marc Marquez getting in touch with us, and he should be out there on the track asking, are you streaming the race? No, we are not. We are doing, this is a live stream watch along, as it says in the title. So that basically means it's like a watch party. I'll keep you up to date throughout the race, though. And they've just done the warm-up lap. And we're getting ready to go. So let us know on that poll who's going to win. The riders are ready, and the man with the flag will run across the track and make sure he doesn't get run over because the lights are coming on. And it's lights out. Here we go then. Marc Marquez looks like he's making a good start. Quartararo now ahead. And he does go ahead on the first turn, does he? No, he gets done in the inside. No, it looks like it was a couple of clean corners after that from the riders. They did all well there. No one colliding at all. So this is actually a 30-lap race here in this German Grand Prix. One of the longest circuits. Well, not longest races on the calendar. But currently Zarco, I believe, looks to be ahead. Marc Marquez, though, is in second. What a start for him. So it's Espargaro in first, Marquez second, Zarco down to third after starting at the front as the pole sitter. Quartararo is fourth, Miller fifth, Oliveira sixth. And that's your top six right there on the leaderboard at the moment. But here they go, they're Marc Marquez hunting down Espargaro. We do have the live leaderboard next to us as well, folks. So just to keep you updated on the race. As long as you lot can hear me now, that's the main thing. Sorry about the sound problems at the start. Let's look at that poll. So we had a few of you voting, and it's Quartararo who's currently leading by 52% of votes, Zarco 26%, Espargaro 11% to win the race, and Miller is 11% to win the race. So keep those votes coming in if you haven't yet. 29 laps to go. Marquez now leading the race up 4 places. Espargaro second, Zarco third, Quartararo fourth. Petrucci has just gone up 6 places, started in 19th and is now currently 13th, the number 9 rider. Showing a replay here. And this was the battle for first. Marquez with a nice smooth just inside the turn there on turn 13. Did very well there to take the lead. Of course, Marc Marquez hasn't had an easy season so far. He's had quite a few DNFs to his name, and because of that, he's nowhere near at the top of the championship. He would love, I think, for him, just to get that confidence back, he would love to win this race today. Lots of laps to go yet, though. He's still first, ahead of Espargaro. Marc Marquez now trying to take over him again because Espargaro just went ahead, and he has done. I don't know why. Watching this race, they look like they're going really slow. I know they're not, but I mean, some of them stretching their right legs out while making the turn to the first corner. Lap 3. So do get in touch, folks, on the live chat page. Do let us know let us know where you're watching the race from today. Are you in Australia? Are you in Germany? Do you live near the track? Let us know where you're watching the race today. Marc Marquez now still leading. It's Espargaro second, Zarco third. Of course, I didn't put Marc Marquez in the poll, did I? And yeah. Fastest lap so far is Johann Mir, 1:22.3. He, of course, represents Team Suzuki X-Star. Espargaro second, Zarco third, Miller fourth. Oliveira is sixth at the moment, who won the last race 2 weeks ago, the Catalan Grand Prix in Barcelona. But this racetrack in Germany, I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites. So Espargaro 0.1 of a second ahead of behind Marc Marquez at the moment. He's gaining on him. Sector 3 looks good. Gaining on him there. Sector 4 is what they're currently on at the moment. Marc Marquez, though, despite all that, gets fastest lap despite the pressure he's got. 1:22.1 at the moment. Of course, let's not forget, Marc Marquez hasn't won any races yet this year. So Quartararo, of course, top of the championship. We've got some of you getting in touch. We've got Aaron Verma. Hello, Aaron Verma, saying Marc Marquez 93, and so is Raihan as well, saying Marc Marquez 93. Good to see that there's a few of you supporting the Spanish rider. Of course, not an easy season for him so far. Still leading. It's a battle for third at the moment between Johann Zarco, who's third, and in fourth it's Jack Miller. Both of them on the same tyres on the front and the back. Medium tyres at the back. Of course, you've got until lap 10, and then we will end the poll on our live chat page. So do vote before we reach lap 10. I could leave the poll on throughout the whole race, but then you'd all jump and vote for somebody else who's leading. Fastest lap now is Oliveira, 1:22.029. Best race that was Marc Marquez in 2019. And we've got our first rider off the track. And that bike is in bits, and there's no way he's going to continue. As he walks off past the gravel and the marshals and all that, we'll have to sort out the bike. But let's see that. Oh, he just completely went off. Oh, it was two riders. Sorry, it was Petrucci and Marquez. Not Marc Marquez, don't worry. Not that one. The number 73 rider, Marc Marquez. Not Marc Marquez, Marquez. It was an incident at turn 1. And they both collided. One of the bikes was on top of the other, so that could have been really nasty. If you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel, to Let's Talk Sport. We're hoping to get to 4,000 subscribers. That's our aim on the channel. And if you haven't yet, give us a like as well if you're enjoying the stream. So Marquez still ahead. Espargaro second, Zarco third. So, of course, that incident then between the two riders of Petrucci and Marquez hasn't really affected anything at the top. They're currently under investigation, riders 9 and 73, according to the FIM MotoGP stewards. I completely forgot to update my lap count. There we go. Aaron Verma saying his brother. Yep, it is his brother. I thought it was. I kept thinking it wasn't. But then, of course, from the same country and everything like that. All of them on the same pretty much front rear tyres according to the graphic, apart from Nakajima. There's about, I'd say, 3 riders that have gone all medium tyres and everyone else has gone with the H&M look with H at the front and M at the back. That's your current tyre situation anyway. Oh, and there's another rider off this time. And it's Lorenzo Savadari who's gone off at turn 10. I don't think he's collided with anyone there. It looks like it might have just been him with a simple error. Let us know, folks, in the live chat page where you're watching the race from today. Now currently 24 laps to go. So Marquez looking very good at the front at the moment. Of course, we all know what it's like until the end of the race. You just never know. And let's have a look at Lorenzo's incident. Yeah, no one colliding with him or anything like that. Thank goodness. He just simply slipped off into the ground and then into the gravel. And luckily he's safe and sound. But I think that's his race done and dusted. A few sparks on that bike as well when he crashed. So live championship is already up on the feed saying that Quartararo would be on 125 because he's currently 6th. Oliveira is 5th, Miller 4th, Zarco 3rd, Espargaro 2nd, and of course Marc Marquez leading the front. But you know, Marc Marquez, he won't care about where the others are finished today. He wants to just get that race win, get some confidence back, and to kind of revive his season a little bit. So we've already had 3 riders out so far. 23 laps to go. We got K Twiggs saying out here in North Carolina. North Carolina. K Twiggs, I think we've had you on before, if I can remember, from our recent live chat pages. So I hope you're well. Saying, I love your show, bud. Oh, thanks very much, K Twiggs. Really appreciate your support. Love your enemy says, can I change my vote, Jamie Lowell? I don't even know if you can you? I think, is it the moment you vote, that's it? You can't change it. Unless if you really wanted to go there, you could create a new YouTube account and do that. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. Maybe you could. A lot of effort, though. But do vote before we reach lap 10, folks. They're showing the replay of the race start. Very nice and clean with all the riders. No collisions. Everyone got through okay. Marc Marquez went in the inside to start off with to get himself up to 2nd after that first turn. He absolutely nailed it. It's hard to doubt someone like Marc Marquez, even with the season he's had. They're showing the front cam now. And, oh, it got so close. Quartararo had to nudge a little bit to his left. Otherwise, he would have collided with Marc Marquez at the front. They're showing Espargaro's onboard cam, which shows the back of the motorbike. And you can see, oh, Quartararo and Marc Marquez were that close. A tic-tac away from shoulder to shoulder. And that could have ended very nastily. We got Nur Pamadi saying, go, 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 Fabio. Where are you watching from today? Fairy says, okay, Suzuki, Alex Rendan, Johan Muir. We've reached lap 9. One last lap to go, folks, before we end that poll, and we'll go through the results of who you think will win. Race direction says white flag. So that obviously means riders are now allowed to swap bikes. Hence why, of course, the 3 riders that we've already lost, of course, were too early to be able to get on another bike if they went straight back to the garage. And, of course, if they did try that now, they're too many laps behind, so there's no point in them racing. Mahad Roll says Miguel Oliveira. Hilda Nova says 93 with the orange love hearts emojis, of course, representing Repsol Honda. And what a success it has been for him at Repsol Honda in all these years. World champion for the first time in 2013. He's won many ever since. Vivek Unial says Miller. Zumadal Aral Batubara says 36. Well, we've reached lap 10. Let's end that poll then on our live chat page. So the poll has ended and we'll go through the results in just a moment. So here we go then. Quartararo, 51% of you said he'll win. He's currently in 6th place, so it's not looking good. Zarco, 27%. The pole sitter, he's 5th. So the top two have had a pretty bad start. Espargaro, 10%. Miller, 10%. Of course, Marquez wasn't available on the votes. Now I'm starting to think I should have done. But at the moment, I think a lot of you would feel confident in Marquez winning. He's had a few slip-ups this season. He's had moments where he's made his own mistakes. And that's why I'm a bit nervous for him, because I hope he can get that behind him. Because he's leading it absolutely no problem. He's a second and a half ahead of Miller in 2nd. So he is controlling this race at the moment. We got Kolik 14 saying Valentino Rossi 46. Love Your Enemy says, go, 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 Quartararo. I already vote for you, lol. Well, he needs to improve. He's 6th at the moment. But out now, Marquez 1.7 seconds ahead. Oop, I put 101 laps there. There we go. Now lap 11 of 30. I think Anthony Neeson has put Quartararo with question marks, wondering what the hell's going on. Yeah, not a great start. He's currently up to 5th though. He's taken over Zarco. Marquez 1.7 seconds ahead still of Miller. Oliveira 3rd. Espargaro 4th. Oliveira in the podium spots again. He loves the race days, doesn't he, compared to his qualifying. Anthony Neeson saying you need to improve your pronunciation, mate. Doesn't surprise me. I try my best. It's always some names are always challenging, no matter how many times you say it. Jesus Montez says Spain on top. And Miller getting the signs. Sorry, Marquez is bored saying where Miller is. 1.8 seconds now. You do wonder how often they give them a rough estimate of how far ahead they are, who is the next person to overtake. You do wonder if they read them every time they go through. I mean, do let me know on the chat page, folks, because as far as I'm aware, you don't have team radio in MotoGP, do you? I don't think the riders have that accessible compared to your Formula 1 anyway. Of course, Formula 1's on at 2 o'clock today, the French Grand Prix. If you like your golf, we'll be doing a live stream for that tonight for the final day of the US Open. We'll be live at around, pretty much around 9 o'clock UK time. It's going to be a late one, with it being in Torrey Pine. That's the golf course for the US Open this year. Ninja asking me, bro, tell me what Valentino Rossi's position. He's currently 15th, which there has been rumours that he might actually decide to retire at the end of the season because he hasn't got any contract anywhere after this year, and apparently he might move to another racing series. I think it might have been Super GT. I don't quote me on that, but that's what I was reading the other day. Oliveira now 2nd. It's taken over Miller. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, folks. If you love your MotoGP, we do as many watch-alongs as we can when it comes to the races of MotoGP. If you like your motorsport, we also now and again do F1, and we're hoping to soon do the W Series, which is, of course, the female version pretty much of Formula 1. That starts in a few weeks in Austria. I think that's an 8-race calendar, if I can remember rightly. Anthony Neeson saying, wouldn't a Marquez win be a great result for the championship? Completely agree. And again, it creates, you love it when it comes to a racing season. You love it when you look at the championship, and then you at least look at loads of different winners, even if some of them aren't anywhere near the championship at the top. You love it. So nothing's really changed at the gap between Marquez and Oliveira. It's 1.6 at the moment. Do apologise, I keep forgetting to change my lap count. There we go. I think we're on lap 14 now out of 30. Shijan Shikir says King of the Ring, Marc Marquez, 93. Fastest lap now from Miguel Oliveira, a 121.7. The best race lap was 121.228 for Marc Marquez 2 years ago in 2019. I can't remember. Did they do the German Grand Prix last year? I presume they didn't because of COVID. So maybe we might see an improvement this year on the timings of the lap record here. But Marquez now 1.9 seconds ahead. But yeah, as you said, Anthony, before, it would be great to see. But the sectors between Marquez and Oliveira are just not good enough for Oliveira to close the gap. The first two sectors were yellow, green on the third sector. They're currently on the fourth sector of lap 14. So, 16 laps to go. Marquez on his way at the moment to winning his first race of the season. And he's got another fastest lap. And he's getting closer to the best race lap. It's a 127.7. But the fastest lap he set 2 years ago was a 121.2, as I've mentioned before. 2 seconds ahead of Oliveira now. Miller third, Espargaro fourth. Quartararo is fifth, Zarco sixth. So the two French riders who started the race very well in the top two are currently 5th and 6th. Anik Breham, I think that's how you pronounce your name, says, Rossi is my idol. Thomas Pascal says, Vamos Miguel, number 88. Yeah, Miguel currently 2nd. Fadland says, Rossi go. Yeah, Rossi 15th. Will he improve that at all throughout this race? Probably not. Top 10, he seems to always be shy of with that motorbike. What do you think at home, folks? Do you think this is the final season of Valentino Rossi in MotoGP? Gap now at 1.7 as we start lap 16. So Marquez gap now at 2 seconds. Aaron Verma saying Marc Marquez is defending his German legacy. Certainly with the lap record, it's him who would probably break it again. Anthony Neeson says, will tyre management come into play, I wonder, particularly the left side? Alex Rins is 12th at the moment. They've actually shown some footage of Valentino Rossi, which is a bit refreshing. He's currently now 14th. I do like his bike, though. It's a beautiful, beautiful coloured bike, the Yamaha. Aaron saying Oliveira is gaining. And he is currently 2nd still. The number 88 rider. Starting to show some of the riders in the back, which is always good to see. That's the one thing I hate about watching races on TV. You don't always get to see what's happening in other parts of the leaderboard. It's always the front line normally. And we've reached 3,300 subscribers, so thank you very much at home for subscribing and following us on YouTube with Let's Talk Sport. Thank you very much. Your support really does does help us keep these watch-alongs going and to interact with you lot at home. If you love your golf, that's our next watch-along today. That's at 9 o'clock tonight, UK time, British time that is. And they're showing a good slow-mo of Marc Marquez on turn 13. I do love the camera work that they have on these. It must be a very expensive equipment. And there's a clap there from one of the HRC engineers saying, "Come on, push." Gap now at 1.8. Just showing a replay of Fabio. What's he done here? I think this was the battle for fourth. Yeah, he's gained on him, I think. Yeah. Bit tight there, but he did alright. Gap just won't decrease though for Miguel. "12 laps to go." And Fabio trying to close in on Miller, and he is trying to get third from him, from the Australian rider. 2 sectors were green there, sector 2 and sector 3. Terry D says, "Honda is not the best bike, but Marquez, yes." Oh, thanks, Aaron. Aaron saying you are a great host. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Shashref saying, "Thanks for the live update, mate. Happy to see Mark back on track like before. I appreciate it. Thank you." Ninja says, "The best bike, Yamaha and Kawasaki and Ducati." 12 laps to go. Nicely done there. Fabio, can he get there? Yes, he can. And that's him up to third. Yeah, that's him up to third. Miller fourth now, and that because of that, he's on. If it stays like that in the Riders' Championship, he would be 131 points now. And then Zarco would be 21 points behind in second. Of course, Marc Marquez not in the top 3 or top 4 in the Live Riders' Championship. But the gap's decreasing now. It's 1.6. It was a 1.4 a moment ago. Nelson PK says, "Forza Ferrari." Different sport. Or race series. In terms of the gap progression, it is there. Lap 19 has been good for Oliveira over Marc Marquez. Lap 17 was 1.8, but lap 19 and 1.4, that's a big difference in terms of trying to fight for that number 1 spot of this race. I honestly feel like the only thing that can stop Marc Marquez from winning is himself. At the moment, Fabio, I think, will be pleased to take a podium after the start of the race he had. All because of that moment he had with Marc Marquez. There was no collision, there was nothing wrong. It was just Marc Marquez got the area where he needed to be to overtake and start controlling the race from the get-go. Shivrafnish, I think that is, says it is the first win for Marquez in this season. It is. It is. Well, that's if he gets it. He hasn't won it yet. Let's not get carried away. There's still 10 laps to go. Ten laps to go then. Thomas Pasquale says, go Miguel, go. Let us know, folks, where you're watching the race from today. Shijan says, let's not jinx it, please. Exactly. Let's not state that he's done it yet. He has to do it still. The gap is now 1.2. We could have a very interesting end to the race here, folks. Shiv Rafnish asks, do you post F1 racing today live? We won't be today. We normally do. We've actually done every race so far this season, apart from today's race, the French Grand Prix, which starts in about half an hour. With it being Father's Day, I'm out for a meal, so I can't do it. But if you like your golf, we'll be doing, that's our next watch along on the channel, which is tonight at around 9 o'clock UK time. And that's for the US Open for the final round. So we'll find out who will win the US Open for this year at Torrey Pine. So do join us for that. Steve Svaron, is it? Says, good work, mate. Cheers from the USA. Oh, thank you very much. Wendy says, another channel was banned. Oh, dear. What was that for? Eight laps to go. Aaron Verma says, someone slow Oliveira down. Lol. Nine laps left for Marquez. 8 laps to go, according to my monitor. 1.3. Seven laps to go. Lap 24.30. Currently Marc Marquez first, Oliveira second, Fabio third, Jack Miller fourth. That's your top four at the moment. There's a gap between Fabio and Miguel, and that's 4.1 seconds. You'd think, I'll be surprised if Miguel doesn't at least get second. So 1.2 between Miguel and Marc Marquez. The gap did decrease, but it's not changed as much since then. Marc Marquez, as I said, I feel like this is his race to win. He should win. But again, anything can happen. And they're just showing that he went wide on turn 1. Hence why the gap decreased. So Marc Marquez feeling a bit of pressure there maybe. Despite daily vlogs saying Marquez on fire, he's been absolutely awesome today, but now it is just a second gap. Miguel and Fabio have got a gap of 4.1 for second and third. As I said, I'll be surprised if Miguel doesn't at least get top 2 in this race. The gap is decreasing. Here they come towards turn 1 again. Marquez will hope to approach this a bit better. Yep, no problem. That's a bit more like it. He knows he can't afford to do that again if he wants to win this race. If you haven't yet, folks, do subscribe to the channel if you love your MotoGP or your motorsport or any other sport. We do a lot of watch-alongs here on Let's Talk Sport. Our next one's the golf tonight. Daily Vlog says, I hope Marquez will win. Pedro says, Oliveira with a few Portugal flag emojis. Not the greatest of days for Portugal yesterday, was it, in the football? Losing 4-2 to Germany. So it's now 1.2 gap. Oh, it's now gone down to 1 again. Sector 2 and Sector 3 have improved for Oliveira. Repsol Honda lot look very nervous watching on, especially Santi Hernandez, who's Marc Marquez's race engineer. He's just sitting there watching with his mask on, knowing that it's all down to Marc Marquez to bring home the points and the win. Oh, yeah, Oliveira's lap was faster as well, 1:22.0. There's a lot of riders coming down the straight, I think. There's a battle for 7th at the moment, Bagnaia and Zarco. I think, was that Zarco that got him on turn 13? Yeah, there's Zarco now 8th, Bagnaia 7th. Espargaro 6th. Oh, for a moment I thought Marquez lost his bike. There's a bit of a shake there. Oh, as I said, he's been known for slipping up this season. And as I said, it's his to lose. 1.1 the gap now between him and Miguel. So Fabio currently would lead the championship still on 131 points and would increase the gap to 22. He was 14 ahead before the race had started. So to increase it to 22, he'll take that despite not winning the race. He's currently in 3rd. Aaron Verma says Marquez can pull it off. Dwight Arianto says Marc Marquez. Ninja says, hey guys, everyone put like for this man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Do subscribe to the channel as well, folks, if you're enjoying the stream, and give us a like. It really helps us get a long way. 4.9 between 2nd and 3rd, so I can't see that changing with just 4 laps to go. Shiv Rafnish says Marquez is out of track now. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know what you mean by that because he's on the track what I'm seeing. Kidan14 says hello. Hello, Kidan. Paulo Ferreira. It's not Paulo Ferreira, the ex-footballer, is it? For Chelsea in Portugal. This is a really tense battle now. You can see the tension between both race engineers for Ducati and Repsol Honda. And of course Red Bull KTM. Of course Red Bull have a big race in the French Grand Prix in a few minutes time. As their man Max Verstappen got pole position yesterday ahead of Mercedes Lewis Hamilton. Three laps to go. It's now a second and a half between Marquez and that was close. What about? I'm trying to figure out which riders them two were. Then don't worry, it's not the front. For any of you Marquez fans, he's got this in the bag at the moment because he's now 1.5 seconds ahead. He's increased the gap. 5 seconds now between Oliveira and Fabio. Schiffer Nash saying, is it Fabio leading the race? He's leading the championship, but he ain't leading the race. He's currently third. Second and a half, Marc Marquez. Lap 29 and 30. He's nearly got it home to get his first race win of the season. Oh, my stream just went. Aaron Verma says, it's over. Marquez is going to win. Let's not jinx it, Aaron. For any of you Marc Marquez fans, I'm sure you're very excited to see him win. But at the moment, my stream has just gone down in terms of me watching the race. So I might just miss the end here. That'll be annoying. Watch the whole race, then miss the actual final lap. Sorry, folks. Gregory says Fabio will be champion anyway. You do feel he's more up for it this year. I mean, his win a few weeks ago after the Moto2 rider or Moto3 rider passed away. He was very much up for it. His emotions was there, but he was clearly wanted to win for him, and I think he's been more motivated now because of how he's doing in the championship. He's a great rider to watch. Marc Marquez, though, today showing what it takes to win races, and his experience will certainly have helped him today to try and get that first win of the season. He's 2 seconds ahead. Last lap, he should be absolutely fine. Normally we do have last lap dramas, but I don't think we're going to have one today. .6 the gap, that's changed dramatically from 2 seconds, but he should be fine still. As I said, last lap. And the Repsol Honda lot hanging on the fences at the paddock to celebrate, and there you go. Marc Marquez wins the German Grand Prix, and straight away the emotions will kick in. He's punching away at his bike. He must be absolutely thrilled with that. He absolutely nailed it today. Controlled the race from start to finish. Even though he wasn't the pole sitter, he went in there, took the lead and never lost it. Miguel Oliveira will finish second. Fabio third. Fabio's just gone past Marc Marquez and congratulated him. And it looks as though, to be honest with you, some of the Repsol Honda engineers, I mean, as well as them being thrilled, I think they are going to feel relieved, if anything. And of course some of the marshals and all that congratulating him as he gets off his bike. Always good to see. I think they're trying to tell him where to go to get back out, but yeah, Marc Marquez is on his knees now. He's clearly he looks, I think it's more relief than celebrating, just that he knows he can get himself back out there. He's having to sign a few, I think they've picked up a few race pieces off some of the other bikes that have crashed today, and they got him to sign something. Already they're trying to get memorabilia off him and probably sell it on. But there you have it. Marc Marquez wins the German Grand Prix. Reminder that Oliveira finished second and Fabio third. But Fabio, even though he didn't win the race, he'll be delighted to have got the podium, and he had to fight for that podium today. But also, he'll be thrilled that the championship lead has increased from 14 points to 22 points, ahead of Zarco, who didn't have a great race today, and his poles, despite his pole position. Do let us know in the chat page, folks. Are you happy? As you'd expect, there's so many marshals going around him trying to... I mean, it's great to see them cheering him on, but it's mad. Marc Marquez's first victory since the 2019 Valencia Grand Prix, 581 days later. That's a long time. And at some point you do worry of, you know, when are you going to win that race again? When are you going to get yourself back out there? He is absolutely thrilled. He's clearly emotional. He's going to let this sink in. It's his 8th victory in a row at the circuit as well at Sachsenring. So it's his track, no doubt. And they've just put out a hashtag on the MotoGP feed saying King of the Ring. As he's still getting congratulated from all the officials around the track. He still needs to get himself back in the paddock, and of course get himself his trophy for the win. Fabio looks happy though with the third place. So he's 22 points ahead of Zarco. Miller is third with 100 points, so 31 points behind Fabio, and Bagnier on 99, 32 points behind the championship leader. Steve Girl says, "Nice one, Brad." Yeah, good one for him, Brad Binder. 4th place for Red Bull KTM. So 2nd and 4th finishes for Red Bull KTM today. If you haven't yet, folks, before you leave the stream, do give us a like, and do click that subscribe button and support the channel. We'd really, really appreciate it. Our next watch along is the golf tonight at 9 o'clock UK time, as we'll be following the final pairing and the final few hours of this year's US Open Championship. So Marquez is now parked his bike. Massive hug from one of his colleagues, and then another. Padios's point says, "Thank you for this channel. More power." More power. Power is key, as they say. Nice to see Alex Marquez congratulate him. He didn't finish the race today. Alex was one of those that got a DNF to his name. And he went to congratulate his brother. Must be... I wonder what it's like having a brother that you race with on that track. Imagine when you both make it, as well as some of the best riders in the world. It's definitely a proud moment for the parents, no doubt. So Marc Marquez becomes just the 2nd rider ever to take 8 consecutive Premier Class wins in the same circuit, behind the great Giacomo Agostini, who holds it with 9. So he's finally taken his helmet off. We can now see how he looks. He looks absolutely thrilled. Jumps into his group of Repsol Honda colleagues. We'll try and hear their thoughts when they get interviewed in a moment, so I'll play that out to you. Nice to see Miguel give him a hug and congratulate him, as well as Fabio. Despite the fact that they're rivals, they of course respect each other, I'm sure, off the track. Unless you're Valentino Rossi, maybe. No, I'm joking. Let us know in the comments as well, folks. Do you think Marc Marquez can maybe have a late chance at the championship, despite this being only his first win of the season? Jack Miller finishing 6th. Not good for him, for someone who's meant to be 3rd in the Riders' Championship. They were showing a last lap on turn 8 for him. I'm not sure. I think he did a late overtake on Francesco Bagnaia, which I didn't notice. But they're showing the replay now on the feed. Oh, hang on. I think are we gonna hear from him now? No. Rick Cole says, job well done, thanks. Thanks, Rick. And of course, well done. Hang on, here we go. I think we can hear them now.
For Fabio here in Germany, he's with Simon.
Fabio, after an unexpected tough time at the Sachsenring for Yamaha riders, you must be very happy to go away with such great points.
Yes, honestly, this podium is gold. I mean, all the weekend we have been struggling. This morning I was behind the Taka. Turn 7, I was losing at least 2/10 every corner, and the race was same. Let's say I was struggling so much, and I feel like this podium is really gold because I fight until the end. I give it all, and I think that is so important for the team because we have been struggling all the weekend. I don't know the position of other Yamahas, but this one was so tough for us, and now I'm looking forward for us, and one of my favorite track. The bike will go fantastic, so can't wait to be on Friday because we will enjoy a lot.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Vin Z says, surely you don't understand with all these comments. I wish I could read every language. That would be some skill. I wonder if there must be someone out there who can read every language, no problem. If so, that's one hell of a skill. But that was Fabio there, who finished third today. As he said, he feels like it was a golden podium, and I completely understand what he means because they certainly couldn't compete in terms of for the top today. The bike clearly didn't have the pace, but he had to fight for it. He was at one point he was all the way down to 7th, I think it was, and he was able to fight back in that race and to get himself in the podium spots. And as I said, he's increased the championship lead because of that.
Finish outside the points. This man's golden run though goes on. It's 3 podiums in the last 3 races. Miguel Oliveira, he's with Simon in Park Ferme.
Miguel, there was another wonderful ride. It seemed like you had the same pace as Mark. You could catch him, but once he had that gap, there was nothing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit, cat and mouse the whole race. He was faster in some sectors. I was faster in the last part. Visually, I felt like I was gaining nothing. So it was a interesting race. I think me and him, we had a pace to battle each other, but finally we battle at a distance. And hey, I'll take a second any day here in Sachsenring to him. And yeah, super happy to continue on these podiums. Right now it's another one, and happy to continue. Thanks to the team, to everyone at home, and we keep pushing.
Congratulations, Miguel.
That's a pretty fair assessment.
So yeah, Miguel Oliveira, as you heard there, the 3 podiums in a row. He's not doing too badly. I think he's 6th in the championship though, with 74 points. So straight away, those podiums have helped him improve in his position in the championship. As he said there, it's not a bad race weekend if you finish 2nd on a circuit where where Marc Marquez has won 9 of those, or 8 of those races in the past. It's just crazy stats. Pure domination. But there's a nice slow-mo of him getting congratulating Miguel there. And here we go. Here's the race winner, Marc Marquez.
Marquez, it's 11 wins in a row here in the Sachsenring. A true fairy tale victory for the Repsol the man. He's with Simon in Park Ferme.
Mark, how you played that, how you rode it was nothing short of awesome. After everything you've been through, how does it feel to stand on the top step again?
Yeah, I mean, It's one of the most important and hardest moments of my career, and today I knew that was a great opportunity. It was not easy, the mentality, because I'm coming from a hard situation, 3 zeros in a row, but say today is the day. I mean, before this weekend, I say, okay, I will try to fight for the podium. I will try to be close to the top guys. But the victory was a low possibility, but I say if it's the perfect conditions, I will try. And when I saw a few drops on the lap 4 or 5, I say it's my race. And then in that point, I push and I keep the same race pace than before. Even when start the second drops, I push even more. And then I say, okay, it's time to take a risk. I take on the laps, and when I pass that moment, then start the second race. That was with Miguel. He pushed a lot, but then it was hard. It was really hard to keep concentrate because you know all the memories, all the situations during this last year was there on the main. But yeah, we did it. We will do again, but we are in a hard situation. But we will try to keep on the same level.
Incredible ride, Mark. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, as you
And that's it. That's Marc Marquez's first reaction to that race win. So I think we're going to wrap it up there, folks. But if you are wondering, Marc Marquez is now 10th in the championship. So, of course, a lot to do if there's any way of him fighting for that championship this year. Who knows? Who knows? You just never know when it comes to MotoGP. If he could get another couple of race wins here and there, maybe. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I think we'll just go through the leaderboard one last time. So Marc Marquez winning the race, his first race win of the season, his first race in over 500 odd days. The last one was in 2019, so it's been a long wait for him to get his next race win. But relief, I'd say, for him and for Repsol Honda. Miguel Oliveira in second, as they mentioned before, 3 podiums in a row for him. Fabio gets third and increases the gap to 22 points at the top of the championship. Binder in 4th, Bagnaia 5th, Miller 6th, Espargaro 7th, Zarco 8th, Muir 9th, and Espargaro, the other one, in 10th for Repsol Honda. Of course, that is Marc Marquez's teammate. So yeah, that is your top 10. And of course, I think we're going to wrap it up there, folks. So thank you very much for joining us on our watch along today. Of course, Let's Talk Sport is, we'd like to say, the home of MotoGP watch alongs. We also do other sports as well: Formula 1, tennis, golf, football, you name it, women's football, snooker, most of the sports that we try and cover whenever we can on the channel. And we can continue doing this as well as the MotoGP watch alongs if you do support our channel. Simply click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give the stream a like, and we really appreciate your support back at home. If you're wondering what our next watch along is, we're doing the US Open tonight. That's the golf. It's the final day of the US Open, and of course there's still a trophy to be won there. It's very tight there, but it's going to be an interesting few hours of the final round of the US Open. So do join us at 9 o'clock tonight. The link is already in the channel for the live stream of that. So if you enjoy your golf, be sure to go on to that. So anyway, my thanks again. Well done to Marc Marquez, and thank you lot at home for tuning in. See you next time. And I believe, actually, the next race is next weekend. No, the next one is the 27th of June, and that is the Dutch TT. So do join us for that one. We'll be sure to do that as well. So thank you all, and good night, or good afternoon, or wherever you are. Thank you for watching.